The story of Godzilla's awakening in 1954, leading to the Castle Bravo nuclear bomb test to try and kill him, is the stuff of MonsterVerse legend. But did you know there is so much more lore to this event than you might realize? As the MonsterVerse continues to expand, the lore and timeline of this universe has gotten so complicated. This has resulted in a lot of chaos and fan canon being spread as actual canon. In this ongoing series, I will be doing deep lore breakdowns for the MonsterVerse as originally intended. What I mean by that is that in this series, we will be taking a look at the absolute canon of the MonsterVerse only, the films. While some special features might be referenced in order to support discussions, or keeping in mind their limited relevance, the only thing that matters to this series is the films. So in order to build out the MonsterVerse timeline properly, I've paused and read every newspaper, every article, every bit of redacted text in the credits, every bit of screen data presented in the movie Godzilla 2014, and I will build out the timeline of that movie in as much depth as possible before moving on to the rest of the MonsterVerse installments and then merging the timeline into the definitive MonsterVerse film timeline. For today, we are going to be taking a much deeper look at what Monarch was actually doing in 1954 and what the original Godzilla Awakening story was. Spoiler alert, in this story he doesn't come across as much as nature's balance as he does a rageful sea god like Godzilla -1. In 1954, our first event is on January 21st, as the first nuclear submarine, the USS Nautilus, was launched. Between the months of January through March, on a classified mission, the Nautilus, or Nautilus, reaches the lower depths and awakens Godzilla, who senses its nuclear core. Godzilla is detected as an unidentified mass moving through the Pacific. The Americans first blame the Russians, and the Russians blame the Americans. A large submarine goes missing, its wreckage later being located by US forces. The US government denies reports that a third submarine has gone missing. However, in a secret Monarch classified document, it's revealed that several vessels go missing throughout the Pacific region. After confirming the Russians were not behind these attacks, they begin to track the entity responsible. Eventually, photographic evidence is captured of Godzilla's spines and tail at sea. In the face of this discovery, Monarch becomes a well-funded international coalition as sights of Godzilla increase. The government starts to panic after the discovery of evidence of Godzilla, deciding that he must be eradicated. They report these fauna, Godzilla and other creatures like him, are considered a danger to all life on Earth. They then assign people to begin looking into the possibility of hunting other MUTO. Authors started to connect references to living dinosaurs in the Bible, such as Job 41:71-14 and Isaiah 27, which references Leviathan. They cite countless other passages referencing dragons and point out that the term dinosaur is a modern term, meaning terrible lizard, and that's not the term people back in the day would have used for these creatures. Others simply dispute evidence of Godzilla, feeling that it's a hoax or a man in a rubber suit. Eventually, thunderous sounds from local hills were reported to be coming from a large creature. They decide that this is a monster communicating. As they gather evidence, people question the reliability of the witnesses in question. Monarch discovers evidence of other MUTOs, some specimen which date back nearly 4 million years. They continue their search for Godzilla via submarine. They plan to destroy Godzilla and all DNA evidence of him. They are certain that with the magnitude of the hydrogen bomb they want to use against him, everything will be turned to dust. Seismic activity of a 1 megaton surface burst is recorded on Bikini Atoll during the time of their investigation. This isn't an known historical event, and the only 1 megaton detonation on Bikini was Kun on April 7th, 1954, which comes many months later. It is emphasized in the wake of this megaton surface burst that these monsters lurk within the depths of the Pacific, and it could likely be one of them. An urgent report is issued, stating that Godzilla is a creature that survived extinction and is alive in the Pacific and needs to be destroyed. Dissenting opinions feared that Godzilla would simply survive the hydrogen bomb blast and then become vengeful. Walter Malcolm suggests that government men dressed in white lab coats should routinely appear around areas where witnesses catch wind of Godzilla after the events of the Castle Bravo bomb in order to make sure that residents are sworn to silence and don't expose Godzilla to the public. It is has stated that the Illuminati, maybe in this case they're referencing Monarch, has been building facilities to hide their study of these creatures and its origins, suppressing all clues of it from the public. Eventually, a bomb site is picked in the Pacific for detonation at 0800. They choose representatives to film this test. They then plan to evacuate all the islands nearby of all living organisms. During this time, 8 soldiers step forward, certain that toxic leaks discovered are the result of contamination due to that undisclosed event in 1943. Monarch's deputy director makes a strong case to the United States government to eliminate Godzilla. In this report, Operation MUTO is authorized, the purpose of which is to find the creature Godzilla, which possesses a threat to national security and the world. The entire goal is to make sure Godzilla is no longer an unidentified terrestrial organism and instead a known creature. It is up to Monarch to end this creature's reign of terror for the protection and interests of the free world. Following this, it is Monarch's duty to protect the public from continued threats from the natural world, as in, it is their job to protect the world from any MUTO that are discovered after this. This leads us to Operation Lucky Dragon, which again happens at some point leading up to March of 1954. As the government establishes relationships with locals and Monarch begins to learn about the legend of Godzilla, Godzilla is spotted at sea, officially caught on camera near fishermen on a beach. This event is actually captured on multiple cameras, including one which was in color. Monarch ramps up their operations in the Pacific, landing on small islands and evacuating natives. They cover up these actions, claiming that they are studying bikini life before an atomic test. Monarch and the US military begin evacuations of inhabited islands. Monarch establishes a series of constructs on small nearby islands. These include radio towers and cameras strung together with televised signals meant to film and track Godzilla and his location. In a classified military operation in association with Operation Monarch, designated Lucky Dragon, it is decided to lay a trap for Godzilla using a nuclear warhead. The weapon to use against Godzilla is decided upon, created, and placed on a large tower, waiting to lure Godzilla in. At some point before the detonation, the bomb is decorated with anti-Godzilla artwork. 6 days after setting the trap on Bikini Atoll, Godzilla is spotted by the remote cameras, heading towards Bikini Atoll, giving them an estimated date of landing. The military confirms the sighting with overhead cameras. Given Godzilla's new projected landing, they amend the 0800 detonation and make a new 0 hour. Unlike the 6:45 AM detonation in real life, Godzilla makes landfall and is detonated at 8:50 AM. This leads us to March 1st, 1954 at 8:50 AM. From the safety of a naval ship, US soldiers sit, watch, and film as Godzilla appears in the distance, confirming his location via cameras. Godzilla attempts to surface at drop point Alpha 341, revealing his height to be around 355 feet. The bomb goes off before Godzilla can finish surfacing. This is the last time Godzilla is seen until the modern day. He is presumed dead, although no evidence is found either way. The military creates a perimeter around the atoll once it's safe to return to search for signs of Godzilla. A new order is given to hide information about this event from the public. While official military reports confirm Godzilla is not in the vicinity of Bikini Atoll, a representative of an unknown organization, presumably Monarch, named Dr. Zamalek suggests the target is still out there. Thank you guys so much for watching, I really appreciate it. I have had so much fun doing this series. I am so appreciative of all the support on it so far, and I cannot wait to keep releasing episodes. I want to give a huge thank you to my patrons over on Patreon. It is through the support of the patrons on Patreon that I'm able to continue to make videos like this for you. If you want to support the Patreon, you can use the link in the description below, where you can get early access to content, access to the Discord community, and more. If that's not your thing, please consider joining as a channel member, as those are both the most direct ways to support this channel. Thank you guys all for watching. I will see you all next time for the next one, where we will be taking a look at what Monarch was up to after 1954, leading into the events of Godzilla 2014. D-Man, out.